Now for a quick Devar Torah. Uh, in this week's Parsha, we have a lot of the things that go into the uh, tabernacle, the Mishkan. And the first thing pointed out, of course, is the Ner Tamid, the candles that will always be lit during all the time, and the responsibility to light these candles and to keep them lit is, of course, the Kohen Gadol, the high priest. Imagine that you're the high priest, and the first thing you do in the morning, you wake up, you have to clean out the stuff from the previous night. Couldn't you get an underling to do that? But the Torah says no, the high priest does it because the Torah is getting across that when you're the leader, you have responsibilities. You're responsible for the good and as well as the bad. You are responsible for everything. That's why the high priest has to take care of the Ner Tamid. And the other thing about the Ner Tamid, why is it always lit? Because it doesn't matter what's going on around you. You have to do your job no matter what. There's people who make any excuse not to do a job. The weather's not nice. There's a very famous story of the Chafetz Chaim. It was a very cold day. Remember, he was in Radom, Poland, and it was a very bitter cold day. And he was sitting there thinking, should I go to shul or not? And what convinced him to go to shul was his Yetzer Hara told him, don't go. In other words, he realized his job was to go. And that's something important for us to remember, is that we have a job to do. Coming here for Shachrit is part of our job. And then getting up and going to work, no matter what our work is, you have to do it. Nobody's going to do it for you. We don't have a thing. The rabbi is very great, but his prayers won't be, he can't pray for me. I have to pray for myself. And the same thing with all of us. We all have to pray for ourselves. And that's why we have minyanim going on as much as we do, try to make it easy for everybody to come. But unless you take the steps and come here, it doesn't matter. We have to make the effort. And that's why we have the Ner Tamid to remind us, make the effort, get up and do it. Don't worry about how you feel. How you feel, we don't care about your feelings so much. We care about what you do. Remember, you can do the right thing for the wrong reason, but you cannot do the wrong thing for the right reason. You cannot steal in order to give tzedakah. But if you give tzedakah and say, you know what, I'm doing it for a tax write-off. So you're not doing it because you're so, but the point is you're doing the right thing. And that's the meaning behind the Ner Tamid. Do the right thing. If the job is a little dirty, you have to do it. I remember many years ago when I lived on kibbutz and the pipes from the cow shed broke into the orchards. So we had to go and clean it up. And trust me, it was if you think you've ever had a dirty job, we were up to our hips in what was coming out of those pipes. And it wasn't just mud. But the job had to get done, and we had to do it. So that's also the lesson here. No matter how dirty the job is, if it's your job to do it, you do it. Something to think about.